Alright, Lions, so the banner I know a lot of us have been waiting for is finally releasing tomorrow, and with that we are getting a new Bankai Ichigo, Bankai Senjumaru, and also Arskin. It's the final banner for the year 2024, and we're here to ask the question, are these characters worth summoning for? And the answer obviously is yes. They're very powerful characters, looking to be fun characters too, and whether you like the character choicing or not, these are characters you definitely want to get because they do look very powerful. Unfortunately though, even though I think this is a must summon, and everyone's been vocal about this, we all share the same opinion, the filler pool is not the greatest. Now to me, that is not a big detergent on the banner. I am still going to do 25 steps regardless because I want the 3 new characters, and I could benefit from getting duplicates of Rangiku, Aizen, or Toshiro. I do not own Toshiro. The other filler characters, I all own 5/5, so it sucks that they're here, and it sucks that half the banner is old, outdated characters, besides the fact they offer good links and more orbs because they can resurrect. For me, it's not a deal breaker. For you, it might be. I've seen some people in our previous comments say they're only doing 10 steps, or maybe they're skipping the main banner because they just don't like the filler pool. And if that's your reasoning for skipping, that's perfectly fair. It's your orbs, you know what to do with them. But like always, this is our last big banner of the year, and probably our last big banner for like the next 2 or so months. Even though end of month, January, and our upcoming mid-month banner could be something exciting and could offer pretty good characters, more often than not, and it's been like this for like the last 4 years, I always go all in, spend all my orbs on the end of year banner like I'm going to do tomorrow, and then there's nothing super interesting that comes out for the next 2 or so months. Usually the first big banner of any year will be February end of month, and even then it's always hit or miss because this year's February banner wasn't even anything super crazy. So I would like to say you could spend all your orbs in this banner without the fear of something big coming up in the next 2 or so months, and with the amount of orbs that we get monthly, you should have plenty of time to save up, even if you go all in on this banner. And with that in mind too, the banner itself is lasting longer than usual, as it will be leaving on the 24th of January, so we'll even know what mid-month is going to be. If for some reason you want to save and wait to see what mid-month is first before summoning, you could do that, although I doubt anyone actually would do that. And even then, like I said, even if mid-month is an exciting or good set of characters, they likely aren't going to compete or be better than what we are getting with these 3 new characters. But what exactly are we getting with the 3 new characters? So Ichigo right now, I think many people will agree, might be the best character in the entire game, and if he isn't, in your subjective opinion, objectively, maybe I'm biased here, he just looks so cool. Animation-wise, from the sword bomb to the artwork, to the voice acting, the end animation, everything about this character is just so cool. Even if he wasn't a broken character, I would still say he's worth summoning for, but lucky for us, this character is absolutely amazing. So first up, he is a hot Quincy Killer Plus unit, so he does 40% more damage to Quincy enemies. In terms of the skills that he does offer, he's our 3rd character of the year to have Frenzy +3 everywhere, on top of the fact that he has a 60% strong attack damage increase with an 80% spiritual pressure boost upon inflicting Weakening Plus. That's one of the new mechanics this character is introducing, and status elements with a plus, as stated in-game, are more powerful and last longer than a regular status element. But most importantly, you can inflict an enemy with a status element if they are already inflicted with another status element. That's something that you can't do with any other character besides this new Ichigo and also Senjumaru. So for example, if you're using Ishin and also Ichigo in the ranged Quincy Guild quest, because they both can be used there, Ishin can hypothetically inflict Lacerate, and while that's still active on the enemy, Ichigo then can still inflict Weakening, which is actually really cool. This should almost make it that his SP boosts is very consistent. He's almost never not going to have this. And if that wasn't enough, the character has more stuff going for him, because he does come with an enemies defeated bonuses, which features some of the best bonuses in the game. After 20 enemies defeated, he gets 20% more melee damage. After 40 enemies defeated, he will reduce the strong attack cooldown for all his characters in the team by 15% every time you move into another room. That's going to be very good for Limit Breaker. At 60 defeats, he gets an extra 60% damage on his sword bomb, and keep in mind the character itself has devastation already at 60%, with also weakened defense. So if someone's going to be hitting very hard, and then the best part about that, similar to Yuhabak last year, at 80 enemies defeated, he would then get an additional soul bomb. So he's actually our 2nd character in the game to have 2 soul bombs. And the fact that he has that, with the fact that he's reducing the recharge of his cooldowns for your entire team in between stages, might make him the best Limit Breaker character in the entire game. But most importantly, it will just make him fun in any content you put him against. When it comes to Guild Quest content, obviously this character is going to be great in, especially with the fact that he does have Poise Break. That's also going to make him even better in Limit Breaker. He has some other good utility effects like Complete Status Immunity, and he's also going to be pretty fast thanks to the fact that he does have Sprinter +2 and also Long Stride. Now, one more unique thing about this character is the fact that he does have a superior Strong Attack 2, and for the most part, his Strong Attack 2 compared to any other character in the game is going to do 20% more damage than any other Strong Attack 2 in the game. It does technically come at the downside of having a 2-second longer than usual cooldown, but with the fact this character has 14% recharge built into his kit, you likely won't even notice the longer than usual cooldown. Now, if that wasn't enough to make this character one of the most fun characters in the entire game and best characters in the entire game, to wrap up this character, he also does have an EX move that will grant him 100% more additional spiritual pressure for 10 seconds, very similar to 9th Anniversary Kenpachi. It gives him a really cool looking aura, but assuming he already has an 80% spiritual pressure boost active, once you use this EX move, it's going to go up to above 300%. So damage-wise, this character is going to be hitting absolutely hard. He's going to be a very fun and fast character with some really nice quality of life. And to top that off on a very cool character such as Fullbring Ichigo with amazing visuals, this might be the best Brave Source has to offer, I will be honest. He looks to be a super fun character and by far the prize of the banner, let's be honest. For our next character, we have Bankai Senjumaru, a Power Super Squad Zero character with the Captain Killer Plus. Like Ichigo, Senjumaru is also introducing the Status Element Plus effects. In the case for Senjumaru though, it's more of a selling point. Senjumaru as a character can inflict a plethora of status elements, from Drain, Burn, Paralysis, Freeze, depending on the attack that she is using, depends on the status element she can inflict. And since she does have Status Element Plus, the idea is that you can inflict these enemies with all these status elements, freezing them, burning them, draining so you can get back up to full stamina, lacerating, stopping enemies in Guild Quest from using strong attacks. It's something that we've never seen before in Brave Souls, and I really like that both Ichigo and also Senjumaru are introducing this new Status Element Plus mechanic, but it's going to be much more prominent on a character like Senjumaru, since she can inflict all these different types of status elements. In terms of skills in what this character does offer, she has Frenzy +2, an 80% status element boost, a 40% berserker, more melee damage, more killer effect, which does get increased in guild quests, and she also does come with 2 soul traits offering recharge and more damage at full stamina. Damage output wise, it's honestly good. We've seen higher, we've seen lower, but it's worth noting in guild quest she does get Frenzy +3, so she is going to be hitting very hard, alongside the fact that you're just non-stop inflicting all these status elements. Similar to Ichigo, Senjumaru does have Poise Break, which is going to be very good in the later stages for guild quests. She has an increased status element chance against Soibas too, and overall in terms of strong attacks that she does have, she has a good set of strong attacks. Likewise, I think she's going to be a very fun character, not nearly as impressive as Ichigo when outside of guild quests, since she is missing Frenzy +3 unfortunately, but what I think is going to sell this character a lot more and just make her more fun in general is her EX move. Because like Ichigo taking an EX move from 9th Anniversary Kenpachi, Senjumaru is taking the EX move from 9th Anniversary Gremmy. It'll be a large, wide-range attack that will boost your stats by 40% and lower the enemy stats by 40% for 15 seconds. Gonna be very good in guild quests and any other content you put her against, allowing her to do more damage and having that additional extra attack. I think the EX moves that Ichigo and Senjumaru have are the best that this game has to offer, and that's exactly why both End of Year, Ichigo, Senjumaru, and 9th Anniversary Kenpachi and Gremmy have the exact same attacks. While it's unfortunate that Senjumaru does have Guild Quest specific skills, outside of Guild Quest she won't have Frenzy free, overall I think she's going to be a very fun, different type of character, and also good enough to be used anywhere that you want to use her in. She's no Fullbring Ichigo, unfortunately, but she's still going to be a very fun and unique character herself. And last and definitely not least, we have everyone's favorite Stamritter, Arskin. Now, Arskin is going to be your brave battle character of the banner, and with that in mind, he does come with the Stamritter Killer and also Sword Killer. As a speed character, this is going to be very good against 2 meta-defining brave battle characters, that being Thousand Year Blood War Renji and also Meninya. And also himself, if you do have a mirror match with Arskin versus Arskin. Now, the special thing about Arskin is that he does have Persistent himself, so after he is defeated, he will have a 5-second invincibility phase before he is knocked out for good, very similar to every other meta brave battle unit released in the last year. But because this character also has a team boost SA2, and there's no character in the current meta that can block a speed character from using a boost or debuff, it is going to make him a must-have for any team to give your team the stat advantage. Right now, the current meta consists of people using Ikaku, Chad, and Tsukishima to get that team boost, and Arskin is going to fulfill that same role. but also just be a very powerful DPS unit, especially with the fact that this character does have Flurry plus 3 and also a 50% bruiser. His damage output isn't tied behind only having Flurry 3 for the first 10 seconds like some other characters. His damage output isn't tied behind getting under half stamina. Right from the get-go and for the entire duration of a Brave Battle match, he will be having very high damage. Flurry 3, 50% bruiser. And this also makes him very good outside of Brave Battles, as this damage number technically has never been seen before. Flurry 3, 50% bruiser is very commendable for a Brave Battle unit and will make him a fun character outside of Brave Battles and even gives him some usability in guild quests, especially with the fact that he is a ranged sniper and stamina killer. He can fit nicely in with those guild quest phases, although keep in mind if you are using in guild quest, you do have to be wary with the fact that he is not immune to any status ailment. Of course, one thing to keep in mind with this character is that he also does have status ailment plus, in this case poison plus, and since he was given the disabler skill, which means he has an increased chance to inflict poison against any enemy, the idea is to use this character in the middle of a Brave Battle match, give your team the stat advantage over the enemy's team, and also inflict everyone with poison, so while he's focusing on his match, he'll be slowly chipping away the HP of the other characters in the other lanes. And the meta right now is to inflict their persistence before your persistence is activated, and the poison might very well help you activate their persistence first, letting you win your games more often. I think Arskin's going to be a very powerful character and definitely a must-have in the Brave Battle meta, especially with the fact he is a speed unit. Right now, of course, we do have access to 1000 Blood with Orihime, still an amazing Brave Battle character, and she will likely be the best option to go against Arskin. But keep in mind, since Arskin does have Poison Plus, for Orihime to be immune, she's going to have like 200% immunity. So realistically, you can't even build around the fact of making your characters immune to poison, because you're going to have over 200% to even be outright immune to Poison Plus, which at that point might not even be worth investing into. Overall, I think Arskin's actually a very good normal attack damage character in and outside of Brave Battles. So if you are an Arskin fan, you aren't restricted to just using him in that one game modes. In terms of the other fillers in this banner, the 3 standout fillers are going to be the new 1000 Year Blood War Rangiku that released early this year. While she's not the best character that released this year, she's an overall decent character. High damage output, more damage to lacerated enemies. The only bad thing about it to a certain extent is the strong attack hit. It's full of ranged collision, meaning her damage output isn't super consistent, but she's an overall decent character. I feel like I've gotten a decent use out of her over the last couple of so months. It's Rangiku too. Maybe if you haven't pulled in her banner, you don't have her. If she's new, it's a good character to pick up. Likewise with Toshiro, he is a normal attack damage character to be used in the melee captain guild quest, coincidentally alongside Senjumaru. And considering the fact that they're both power units, you could potentially make a power only team to let both of them do more damage. For example, Mashiro lets power characters do 40% more damage to enemies inflicted with an ailment. That's maybe some team building that you can do for guild quest content. But overall, Toshiro is the best normal attack damage character for his respective guild quest phase. And with the changes to guild quest, characters like him are definitely more valuable. So a good character to have. Aizen is still debatable best normal attack damage character in the game. While Arskin technically could be better, Aizen is still by no means a bad character. And maybe even if Arskin technically is better, not like it matters, Aizen still might be the more enjoyable normal attack damage character with the way he was designed. With his 80% attack boost and also gauge effect, overall still a very powerful character. For Gremmy, he's mainly just a link, a good link at that, and also additional orbs if you are lacking because he can resurrect. Same with Bambietta, really good speed link, one of the best speed links in the entire game for more strong attack damage and recharge. Likewise with Orihime, one of the best links for the power attribute. While it does suck that it does feature old characters, if you are missing them or maybe don't have their max transcended yet, they are some of the best links in the game. Owetsu is a normal attack damage character that can be used in the melee Super Guild quest. He has that going for him. He's been replaced by Christmas Grammy, but still a good character to use nonetheless if you are lacking options. Rukia is a decent link, not really much going for her. Likewise with Retsu, not really much going for her, just a link at best, but not really like an amazing one. And overall, that's the banner, featuring the new characters and the returning 9 other characters. In terms of the step-up format, it's a usual Zenith summon, so step 1, 2, 6, 7, 11, 12, 16, 17, 21, and 22 are discounted. Every 5 steps, you are guaranteed a 5-star character, featuring these 12 characters here. And with that in mind, keep in mind, there is no unfeatured pull rate. You're only going to get one of these 12 characters. And on step 25, you get a character of your choice, either Arskin, Ichigo, or Senjumaru. Now, because there is an end-of-year banner, you can go all the way to step 50. At that point, you're basically just repeating the first 25 steps. Although keep in mind, if you do go all the way to step 50, not only can you pick any of the 3 new characters, hypothetically, let's say you are perfectly satisfied with their dupes that you did get in those 50 steps. Maybe by step 50, you have a 5-5 Ichigo, Senjumaru, and also Arskin. At that point, you can pick a character that you maybe missed out on that isn't available in this banner. I mean, the amount of people going to step 50 is very small. I'm personally not even doing it myself. I don't recommend it. But if you do plan to go super deep and you are satisfied with the amount of dupes that you did get for the main 3 characters, you could end up picking up a character that you're maybe missing out on. What character you would want to pick up ultimately comes down to you and what you're currently missing on your account. But keep in mind, all the way to step 50 will cost you 11,000 orbs. And with that in mind, all the way to step 25 will cost you 5,500 orbs. So yeah, overall, pretty excited for this banner. I myself, easy 25 steps. I want Ichigo, I want Arskin, I want Senjima, I want them duplicated. Max transcended if possible, if I'm lucky enough. So tomorrow morning when this banner does drop, feel free to join the stream, summon with me, and hopefully we can get the cards that we obviously desperately maybe once. How deep you plan to go ultimately comes down to you, but I think this banner is worth summoning on despite the fillers not being the absolute greatest. It's an end of year banner. There shouldn't be anything super exciting to summon on for like the next 2 or so months, so I feel like you can spend all your orbs on this banner with ease, and if you get any of the new characters, it definitely will be worth it. They're looking like a lot of fun, they're introducing new mechanics, and they're also powerful. In the comments below, let me know your summon plan. Hopefully you have good luck. I'll see you lads tomorrow. Take care, and peace.